but sometimes she dances on the ceiling. And next door to her lives a cat without fur, owned by a poet without any feelings. And we're all just neighbors, neighbors, hey there neighbor, do me a favor without much labor, be my neighbor.
One of the other aspects that is worth considering is the environmental imperative when we talk about sustainability and adaptive reuse. And really, this building is a great candidate for an adaptive reuse for a lot of different reasons. First of all, really taking a building like this is the ultimate form of recycling. And when you look at the exterior of the building, you see it's made out of brick, it's made out of masonry, it's made out of materials that are really meant to last. It's almost 100 years old, and if you look around, there's no cracks in the brick, there's no cracks in the foundation, so we know that it's a sound base to work from. From there, what are the opportunities? Well, there really is a tremendous amount of opportunity here, and when we looked at this as a LEED certified project, we felt very easily we could get it up to the silver and possibly even gold level of certification. Number one, because of its location. It's a fantastic location in between a lot of primary circulation routes, so it offers not only vehicular but pedestrian access from a lot of different directions. Two, we can recycle and reuse a majority of the building. We're not really talking about ripping out all the walls and starting over again. We're talking about using what's here and really restoring it. Third, when you look at the orientation of the building, and this is really something that you can't create, either you do or you don't, this whole expanse here faces south. And in our climate zone, that's what you really want. You want a building that offers you the ability to absorb solar energy. So throughout the year, we can take the heat that the sun is generating, and we can use it for heating the building. We can keep it out in the summertime and use the ventilation for cooling the building. You've got a big flat roof on top of the gymnasium portion here, which you can't even see, but it could be loaded up with things like photovoltaic solar panels. And you could generate enough electricity to really power the entire building. So from that standpoint, we've got a tremendous amount of opportunity here to create something that would be really a model of sustainability, to prove and to demonstrate not only what makes sense in reusing a historic structure, but reusing it in a way that it really takes it into the 21st century. And we can do things here that you really can't do in existing buildings because we've already got 66,000 square feet of floor space to start with. We don't have to dig a hole. We don't have to bring in utilities. They're already here. So you're saving all of that material, all that labor and energy costs to get to this point. And we're really just talking about renovating what's inside, bringing that all up to current standards and beyond. And all those things are very, very easily achievable at a very economic rate. And what that does also is it creates a situation where the space that we end up with is going to be affordable for the end user. The other thing that building something in an environmentally conscious way is going to do is it's going to guarantee that your future energy costs are not going to take over the operational costs of the building. So what we're actually doing is we're buying insurance by doing this in a sustainable and energy efficient way that costs in the future are not going to be able to control the ability to rent and lease the space. So what do we need to do to get there? When you look at the buildings themselves, they're really, like I said, structurally very sound. Aesthetically, the buildings are on the National Register of Historic Places, which means we've proven that they are worthy of consideration on a national level. So that's good for us in a couple of different ways. But I think what it really comes down to is what you're looking at architecturally behind me, sort of a Gothic institutional style of architecture. And all the exterior details are really well preserved. You have limestone features which surround windows and accentuate some of the stairway tower elements. Those are really in good shape. If you look closely at them, it needs a little bit of cleaning, it needs some tuck pointing and a little bit of masonry restoration, but beyond that, it's really the brick is in good shape. It was a brick that was meant to last, and it has lasted very well, and it will last for another 100 years. The roofs are actually in fairly good shape. The roof on the Brainerd building is going to need a little bit of work on it. The shingles that go around the mansard on the Brainerd building are going to need to be replaced. But once again, it's not a tremendously large project when you look at the scope of this. So from the exterior, we're really looking at a restoration project involving replacing some windows, and then at some point in time, we're going to add a link that's going to connect the basic, the two elements of the site, the Brainerd building and Jackson Gym, together in a vertical sense. As you go through the buildings, you'll notice there's some level changes going on in there. So what we would really need to do to accommodate accessibility requirements is to figure out a way to connect those vertical spaces together. And we've determined that really the best way to do that is to build some sort of a entryway connecting link between the buildings that would probably front on the northwest corner of the building where the old tennis courts used to be.
Some neighbors placed bets while rooting for the Mets. I don't know why, but some bet on the Dodgers. Some are gamblers, some are